Hello there. I know that I've been gone for a little while. I don't really have an excuse for my absence. I just haven't had the energy. I've been, working a lot more than I used to. I'm still studying. Yeah, so I'll try to get back into the whole YouTube thing. And on this occasion, I'll be continuing Roland Emmerich in reverse. In this double review, we will be looking at Roland Emmerich's newest release, Moonfall, and his 2008 film 10,000 BC. Okay, now that I've returned to my script, I should be a lot better. I attempted to write a review for Moonfall that would get its own video, but there really isn't much to say about Moonfall. So fuck it, I'll talk about Moonfall before 10,000 BC. Our premise is that during a spacewalk, some astronauts are attacked by something, one astronaut dies, and NASA isn't buying Night Owl's explanation of a nano swarm being the culprit, so he's fired. But it's then 10 years later, and the moon is now falling towards the Earth, and Earth needs to do something, or it's the end. Being a Roland Emmerich movie, there's the big scale disaster scenes that are to be expected, floods, asteroids, but the script really isn't doing anyone any favors. Everyone is stuck with stock characters that no matter how earnestly they may be playing it, can only be taken so far. Halle Berry does what she can, Patrick Wilson seems to only be here because Chris Pratt wasn't available, John Bradley's just playing Sam Mortali again, and Kelly Yu might just not be a good actress. Sorry, if she can act, Moonfall doesn't show it. Though the moon is the central source of conflict in this movie, it's not until halfway towards the ending that the plot actually gets there, not unlike Michael Bay's Armageddon. But unlike Michael Bay's Armageddon, there is a plot point that is actually somewhat arresting, even though it took the movie too long to get there and doesn't need to be over 2 hours long. I think that I've already said everything that I can about Moonfall, so let's move on to 10,000 BC. Co-written by Howard Closer, you may remember him from all previous editions of Roland Emmerich in Reverse, and also co-written by Roland Emmerich himself, it was a reasonable financial success but didn't do well with critics and audiences were rather underwhelmed. It also has a rather laughably low score of 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Our premise is that it's 10,000 years before the birth of Christ. There are primitive humans running around with spears, there are saber-toothed tigers, woolly mammoths, and Egypt. I did not think that we'd be getting to Stargate this quickly, but okay. Doing this irregular schedule has shown me that Roland Emmerich is a genuinely talented technician who consistently chooses lousy material to work with. A movie about the Oxfordian conspiracy theory? Great, just pick a plot that's less disjointed. A movie about the literal end of the world? Cool, just write characters better. Want to make a movie set in prehistory? That can work. And admittedly, it is quite a handsome movie. The cinematography, the props, the special effects, all quite well done. If only the script wasn't complete rubbish. It's hard to know exactly where to start with 10,000 BC. You know, this is a bit of a digression, but I was writing out this review, I kept misspelling 10,000 BC as 10,000 BS. And that's actually a rather appropriate title for a review of 10,000. You know what? I'm just gonna call it 10,000 BS. I guess I could summarize the plot. Set in prehistory, some guy's dad abandons his people and that guy grows up to accidentally kill a mammoth and develops a very weak romance with Camilla Bell. The village gets captured by and brought to ancient Egypt, who, according to dialogue, are either aliens, I can't believe that Emmerich wanted to revisit that, or Atlanteans. So yeah, that's the story, rescuing the princess from the castle. If it sounds unimpressive, that's because it pretty much is. You know, Roland Emmerich decided against filming the movie in an ancient language like two certain Mel Gibson films, thinking that it wouldn't be as emotionally engaging. To that I say, you're Roland Emmerich, you don't do engaging, you do dumb spectacle. And even though 2012 takes way too long to get to the spectacle, at least the spectacle is there. 10,000 BS doesn't have that spectacle. It's just dull, slow, and hollow. I'm a little peeved by critics apparently bringing up historical inaccuracy in their negative reviews against 10,000 BS. I mean, what do movie critics know about 10,000 BC? This isn't about a significant historical event from the recent past like the Battle of Midway. This is the far, far past, where we have very little record of. Okay, sure, the pyramids of Giza weren't being constructed in 10,000 BC, but that's not enough to really rate the movie poorly. I mean, Braveheart is widely regarded as one of the least historically accurate films of all time, and that movie won the Best Picture Oscar. That was my self-defense of 10,000 BS. The film is dull, the characters are thin, the plot is murky, the setting is confused, the action is lame, and the stakes are impossible to become invested in. But at least it looks good. I don't think that I can quite say that this is the worst film that I've reviewed for Roland Emmerich in Reverse, but that ain't saying much. Roland Emmerich in Reverse will continue with the day after tomorrow.